So I'm Dan Neufeglise, and I was asked to be the chair of the General Contractors subcommittee. And I think first, let's figure out how to work this. We'll start with our purpose of the group. Well, this is a national organization, CanBIM, obviously, and so we are certainly asking for general contractors to be part of that. The idea of the committee is to number one, increase adoption of BIM amongst our general contractors. And that's not just necessarily, the ones that are on the committee, but others too to be involved. We also want to promote consistent use of BIM within the construction industry itself. We also want to streamline the use of BIM specific to construction, and that's what our mandate is, but doesn't mean we're not working with others. Standards and best practices, we're going to work on that for the use of BIM technologies by our GCs. We're also going to interface with the other committees, as all the others have said, because that's really important. One of the advantages we have at CanBIM is that we are, industry-specific members, so we certainly have a lot of people as part of that, and company members. So we're going to do that to give the GC point of view to some of that information. So this is the crew that we have so far. We have Tom Strong of Ellis Don. We have Dorian Nitta, and he's at the back there, and he's from Canadian. And we have Cam Monroe from Clark Builders, and I'm not sure if Cam's here. I don't think he is. And we have Tanner Clark from Acon, which is at the back there too. And we have Marwan Bakri from Leadcore. So pretty much, and myself, of course, from PCL. So we've got a pretty good group right now to discuss. We're all BIM users. We're all part of the representing our companies that way. As far as a progress report goes, well, our committee was first sort of the brainchild of Tom, and I had some meetings prior to this, about 6 months prior to our submission of things, and we sat around and talked and thought that this would be a good thing to have for CanBIM and just, the committee itself. So, we decided to have another meeting, and that was in March, and that was to sort of engage some of the other contractors and talk to them about what the interest of a group would be to form that group. And so we sat around and had tea and kind of formed up the terms of reference for the committee, which was submitted to the board on August 13th. At our board meeting on October 3rd, the general concept of the committee was accepted by the board. We still have a caveat of the budget, which we have to talk about and finalize that piece of it, but that's underway. And we held our first introductory meeting on September 12th, and that was just to review that terms of reference to make sure everybody was on board with that. We had a couple other members. Cam joined us at that one, and we talked about our goals. It was a good meeting. It was fairly productive, and we certainly look forward to working with other contractors to kind of standardize our industry itself. As far as our goals, well, our first goal is to increase our membership to 10 active members. We figure that's a manageable size. We want to formalize the committee terms of agreements, and we've done a lot of that piece of it already, but it's mostly with the budget, so we certainly want to do that in 2013 and finalize that. We also hope to publish some trade scope documents at CanBIM website so that we can refer our trades to our website and say that, this is what we want, and it's kind of, we have a problem where each contractor is sort of asking different things from our trades, and we'd really like to be able to produce these documents so we can refer to them and say that, in this bid, this is what we're looking for. And it may be different levels of BIM. We're not all doing full 100% platinum BIM. Some of us are doing dirt BIM, so we'll try to get that organized a bit and help our trades, obviously. Two of our members were also asked to view the draft consensus docs with respect to BIM, and I think it was Tanner and Tom there. And so it felt was the group that it might be a good forum that we could all take a look at this and go through and help out with that document for the creation of it. So our scheduled activities for the first quarter anyway is first to recruit more members to the group. They must be a general contractor or working for a general contractor actively. And they also have to be a member in good standing. We hope to at least get going. I mean, that's the toughest part. I mean, we all have busy, steady jobs, so it is a difficult thing in a volunteer organization, but we're going to do our best to get some of that stuff out. And I think we're at a good start. Some of the documents I saw were pretty good and concise and clear. So. And we're also going to start review of that draft consensus docs. I think that's an important document for all of us to understand and read. And that pretty much concludes the GC committee report. So if there's any questions out there that I can answer, I'll certainly try to do that.
I'm on the committee, but I'll ask you a question.
Tom, you have 10 minutes for your time.
To ask questions?
No, 10:20 is the end of your report, so.
Okay, well, I won't take too much time. Okay. We talked a little bit about that during our meetings, but how do you think we should interface or interact or engage the local construction associations?
Well, certainly local construction associations are important to us, and we're all members. So it certainly is a valid question. I think that we probably should be. Well, we should be, talking to them and interact with those groups, because they do have other members. And if someone is interested, certainly that's a good way to advertise that, to get more involvement, of contractors. And we're also thinking too, just in another part to that, and that's the sub-trades. I mean, we've only talked about the GCs right now, but we can see this breaking and building even to area, the committees themselves, if it gets big enough and we have enough contractors involved in it, that we can certainly have our trades involved too, and create a separate committee for sub-trades, because it certainly needs to do that. Mechanical, structural steel seems to be way advanced than everyone else, and I think that's because a lot of their work is mechano set. So it makes it fairly easy, but I think that's important. So,
I have a question, Dan.
Yes.
I think BIM is an exciting opportunity within design build, and design build is often a contractor-led process.
Yes.
So is that something your committee is going to look at as to how
yes.
That design build, what instructions you'll develop for the AE community that's involved with you? Yeah,
we also talked about that piece of it too, especially with our P3s and design builds that we have in Canada, to assist our consultants in what we need. And certainly it works very well with the designer committee, so we'll certainly be looking at that too.